Hello students, welcome back to the class. We already learned lesson number 1, Cultural Heritage of India. In that we studied about natural heritage and cultural heritage. What all aspects are included in the cultural heritage? Why we have to preserve our cultural heritage. Now we are going to learn lesson number 2, Cultural Heritage of India, regarding traditional handicraft and fine arts. Now we are going to learn about heritage. Heritage means what we get from our ancestors, that is called heritage. Heritage is what is passed on from one generation to another generation. Indian heritage is divided into natural heritage and cultural heritage. Natural heritage and cultural heritage you are already learned in first lesson. Now, what is meant by genetic inheritance? The physical and mental characteristics a child inherits from his parents by birth is known as genetic inheritance. Now, what is meant by material heritage? The estates, land, properties, assets that a child inherits from the parents is called material heritage. Whatever man creates or gets with his ability and skill is called cultural heritage. We have 64 art forms. So, heritage means what we get from our ancestors. Indian heritage is divided into natural heritage, cultural heritage. In addition to this, we learned genetic inheritance and material heritage. We are going to learn in this lesson about the art of Indian artisans, that is art of clay work, art of weaving, art of embroidery, leather industry, diamond, beadwork and enamel work, and jewelry work. Now we are going to learn about art of clay work. Clay work is an ancient craft of India. Before the invention of metal, clay things were used. Toys, pots, pitchers, earthen lamps, clay stove, and most of the kitchenwares were made of clay. Claywares were used to store grains, milk, ghee, curd, and buttermilk. The walls of the houses and streets were also made of clay. Ancient remains of clay utensils are found at Nagarjunakonda in South India and Lausana in Mehsana district. Utensils were made of baked and unbaked clay. Baked clay is known as terracotta. So, before the invention of metals, clay things were used for storing food grains, for making toys, pots, pitchers, earthen lamps, etc. We got many clay utensils of red color that belong to Lothal, Mohenjo-daro and Harappan culture. Utensils were made both baked and unbaked clay utensils. unbaked clay is known as terracotta. Now we are going to learn about the art of weaving. Art of weaving is an ancient art. It means making thread from cotton balls and joining them together. The art of making long threads using small pieces of cotton from cotton balls and joining them together is called the art of spinning. In the beginning or in ancient time, spinning was done as a cottage industry with the use of charka. Gandhiji used the charka as a symbol for Swadeshi movement during freedom struggle of India. He used it as a weapon to fight for freedom under the theme of Swadeshi. The art of weaving muslin was famous in Dhaka. The whole piece of cloth of a particular size of fine muslin of Dhaka could easily pass through a ring and could be adjusted in a matchbox. The Bandhani of Rajasthan, Patola of Patan, Kanjivaram saris and Banarasi saris occupy an important place in India. Kashmir was famous for its galicha. Galicha means carpet. Now we are going to learn about Patola of Patan or Patola weaving. During the reign of Siddharaj Jaisingh of the Solanki dynasty, many weavers came and settled in Patan in Gujarat. They wove saris which are called patolas. This kind of art is more than 850 years old. The patola silk saris are woven with beavered ikat. Beavered means both sides, ikat means weaving. These saris are woven in such a way that they can be worn on both sides. It has a lot of variety and durability. The designs never fade, but the cloth may tear. This is the peculiarity of the Patola of Patan or Patola weaving. During the time of Siddharaj Jaisingh, he belonged to Solanki dynasty. Many weavers came and settled in Patan in Gujarat. The saris which they wove are called patolas. It is more than 850 years old. It is known as beavered ikat. Beavered means both sides. Ikat means weaving. So these saris are woven in such a way that they can be worn on either sides. It has a lot of variety and durability. The designs never fade or the color never fades, but the cloth may tear. That is a peculiarity of Patola weaving. Now we are going to learn about Bandhani. The ancient art of Bandhani is famous in Rajasthan and Gujarat. In Gujarat, the Bandhanis of Jamnagar, Jodhpur, Bhuj and Mandavi are very famous. It means tie and dye work on cloth. The common designs of elephant, puppet, dice, etc. are used. It is colorful and has a lot of luster. So it is famous in Rajasthan and Gujarat. In Gujarat, the Bandhani of Jamnagar, Jodhpur, Bhuj and Mandvi are famous. The common designs are elephant, puppet, picture and dice. It's colorful and has lot of luster. Now we are going to learn about embroidery. Embroidery is an ancient art form done as a small scale industry by Gujarati women. It is mainly done by the women in Saurashtra and Kutch region of the state. Women make embroidered torrents, chakla means wall pieces, shak, todalia and bed sheets. Clothes like kedia means jackets, shawls and quilts are embroidered. The Jat community of Bani area of Kutch is known for its unique embroidery. So embroidery is done mainly by women in Saurashtra and Kutch region. They made torrents, chakla, shak, todalia and bed sheets. Clothes like kedia, shawls and quilts are embroidered. The Jat community of Bani area of Kutch is famous for its embroidery. Now we are going to learn about the contribution of ancient Indians in the field of leather industry. This ancient art form processes the hides of dead animals in a traditional manner. It is used for making mashak. Mashak is a leather bag for bringing water. The bellows used by blacksmith. Different types of drums, footwear, leather straps for animals. It is also used to make shields for war. The well-knitted Mojadi of Rajasthan is famous. Various leather articles like shoes, purse, belt and leather articles used for riding camel and horses like saj, palan and lagam, saddle, harness and halter are also made with leather. The contribution of ancient Indians in the field of leather industry. They used leather for making different things for different purposes. They make shields for war. They make mojadi. They make shoes, purse, belt, leather, etc. Now we are going to learn about beadwork. India has a long coastline, that is 7,517 km long coastline. Pearls and beads are found in plenty because of India is surrounded by seas. Now we learn diamonds. From ancient times, merchants have traded diamonds and beads to other countries through sea route. The world famous diamonds are Kohinoor and Great Mughals were found only in India. Diamonds, rubies, beads, emerald and topaz have been used for making jewelry, thrones and crowns. Beadwork is prominent art form of Gujarat. People make beautiful bead torrents. Pachit is the partition walls. Bari means window grills, frame. Chakla, a traditional wall piece. Pods, Lagnana Nariyal, that is artificial coconut prepared with beads. Indoni means for balancing water pots on heads. Modia, a decorative net which covers horns of bullock. And hand fans with an embroidered border of beads. Because of long coastline, pearls and beads are found in plenty. The world famous diamonds are Kohinoor and Great Mughal. Beadwork is prominent art form of Gujarat. People make different things with this beads like Pachit, Chakla, Lagnana Nariyal, Indoni, etc. Now we are going to learn about the contribution of ancient Indians in the field of enamel work. India is the only country in the world where expertise can be seen in enamel work. Enamel work is an artistic work of inlaying colorful metal in gold and silver ornaments. The colors are red, green and blue. The metal is placed in rings, bangles, earrings, keychains, necklaces, etc. Jaipur, Delhi, Lucknow, Varanasi and Hyderabad are famous for enamel work. There are three types of enamel works. Three colors are used in enamel works: red, green and blue. And these metals are placed in rings, bangles, earrings, keychains, necklaces, etc. Delhi, Jaipur, Lucknow, Varanasi and Hyderabad are famous for enamel work. Now we are going to learn about Zari work. Zari is the gold and silver thread work used for doing embroidery on the clothes. Surat is famous for the Zari and Zardoshi work. Zardoshi is the embroidery done with gold thread on saris and garments, that is Zari work. Surat is famous for Zari and Zardoshi work. Zardoshi is the embroidery done with gold thread on saris and garments. Now we are going to learn about the contribution of ancient Indians in the field of metal work. Metal Age came after Stone Age. Lothal is the ancient excavated city of Indus Valley civilization. The artisans made different weapons like sickle, drill and needle with copper and bronze. They made utensils, idols and pots out of copper and bronze. Arms and ammunition for wars were made out of the iron. Ornaments were made out of gold and silver. Now we are going to learn about wooden art. Man's life is closely associated with wood. In the beginning, man used wood as fuel. Wooden art is an ancient art from where wood was used for making toys, idols, wood carvings, weapons, furniture, etc. Wooden furniture like swings and toys of Idar and Sangeda in Gujarat are famous. Wooden furniture like swings and toys of Idar and Sangeda in Gujarat are famous one. So in the beginning, man used wood as fuel. He used wood for making toys, idols, wood carvings, weapons, furniture, etc. Now we are going to learn about the contribution of ancient Indians in the field of inlay work. Indian rulers and royal rulers used to wear ornaments and their crowns were studded with precious gems like diamonds, pearls and rubies. Artisans were experts in inlay work. They made ornaments like necklaces, bracelet, ring nose, ring damni, and their crowns were studded with precious gems. Bikaner area of Rajasthan is famous for inlay work.